think anymore. Sue is a 72-year-old who just spent $3,000 on Candy Crush. And the scary part is that she's not alone. Americans over 65 spend nearly 10 hours a day on screen. That's 12% more than ages 35 to 49, and a third more than ages 18 to 34. The Economist calls them the real screen addicts, and they're about to spend $43 trillion. Hello, this is Eugen. I'm a management consultant based in Boston. This video had 40% of views coming from people who are over 55 years old, and that caught me by surprise because I thought I was targeting my peers and a younger crowd. Then I looked at my own family. In Korea, where I'm from, in 2021, we came up with this new word, silver surfing. And my own 엄마 spends just as much time on TikTok as I spend in client meetings. And here's what I'm going to show you. The biggest consumer tech opportunity probably isn't in Gen Alpha. It's the generation that's about to spend $43 trillion. So today, let's talk about three things. First, money is moving and it's massive. Second, the risks are real and they're expensive. And third, the opportunity window is now and it's closing. So let's start with the numbers that everyone is ignoring. Consumers aged 50 to 70 are spending about $7 trillion per year. That's about 27-30% of the consumer expenditures. And in the United States, seniors control 51%. More than half of all consumer spending. And by 2040, people above 60 are projected to spend $40 trillion. And if you're in your 30s and 40s, you're living in this paradox. You're trying to manage your own digital detox. You set your screen time, you have your do not disturb mode, and even download some productivity apps here and there. Meanwhile, you become unpaid tech support for your parents who somehow downloaded 4 different weather apps without knowing how. You're caught in the middle of one of the biggest technological shifts in our generation. And most businesses, they're completely missing it. 90% of seniors are online and 91% own smartphones. But most healthcare apps are designed for those who are around 25. Large fonts are optional. Voice navigation is an afterthought. And fraud protection is not very handy. If you work in healthcare or health tech, this is your underserved market. If we switch over to finance, senior phones are linked to their bank accounts, mobile banking, investing, and smart wallets. They're also, unfortunately, the prime targets for financial scams through the same app. My prediction is that financial institutions who take into account seniors when doing their UI, UX design will probably capture the most assets. Those that don't will likely suffer from millions in fraud reimbursement. In my consulting work, I see a lot of people and companies focusing on this one specific segment, Gen Z. What are they doing? What are they interested in? What's new? What's hot? What's trending? They put a lot of effort and investment in youth marketing, hoping that if you have a young, loyal customer from an early age, they will buy your product many years into their lives. Hence, longer lifetime value. But by making this decision, they are ignoring a demographic with the most money, a lot of time, and the fastest digital growth rate. There is a trend that's happening right now, all over the news. We're about to experience the largest wealth transfer in human history over the next 2 decades. From boomers to millennials, some may say this is probably the best time to buy a business, by the way. But before that transfer is complete, boomers are going digital or are already there, at scale with money to spend. Are you building for people with disposable income now or optimizing for people who will inherit it later? The second insight here is that this shift caught a lot of people by surprise. About 10 years ago, 1 out of 5 people in America owns a smartphone. Seniors watch about 5 hours and 30 minutes of TV on a daily basis. But that was a decade ago, and something changed. Today's 60-something didn't learn technology in retirement. They're entering retirement already familiar with the digital age. 76% of seniors now own smartphones. Smartphone dependency has doubled since 2016, and over 65s are now more likely than under 25s to own tablets, smart TVs, e-readers, and desktops. 17% own smartwatches, and nearly 20% of 55 to 64-year-olds own game consoles. That's something I don't even have. And I'm pleasantly surprised at how quickly the seniors are adopting. Last month, I sat next to a gentleman who was 68 years old. And before takeoff, he casually asked me, do you know the voice isolation feature in iPhone? It's a feature you can use on your iPhone. Once you turn it on, all the background noise disappears, so people only hear your voice. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know this. The thing is, and now it makes sense, because seniors have been practicing for 6 hours a day. A retirement is looking less like golf and more like Grand Theft Auto. This isn't substitution, it's addition. And probably addiction too. Screens are stacking, scrolls are getting longer. Screen time is exponentially increasing. Now to the dark side. Let's look at one of the most digitally connected country and with one of the fastest internet speed. My home, South Korea. Right now, 15% of seniors aged 60 to 90 are showing serious signs of phone addiction. In Japan, higher screen time correlates with less physical activity. In China, among over 60s, more screen time links to worse sleep quality. In the United States, seniors now averaging nearly 10 hours per day of total screen time. And the costs are very real in health, financial, and cognitive. People are sitting down more, sleep is very poor, eyes getting strained, and there's a lot of neck pain. Microtransactions are draining walls. Scams by WhatsApp and even Facebook Messenger are draining people's savings and retirement funds. Doom scrolling, anxiety, and misinformation are all the byproducts of being addicted to our phones. And here's the thing, your parents might be at more risk than a regular teenager. Social guardrails are much weaker for users who are older. Teachers police the teens during the day, parents take care of their children in the evening, but for elders, they're their own boss. There's no one who's going to tell them what to do or even monitor them. So, is this all bad? Thankfully, no. For many households, screens are lifelines. Elders can join a Zoom for church services, FaceTime with the grandkids, have telehealth appointments, and enjoy an online book club or reconnect with their friends from youth. Seniors can use smartphones to get more connected and avoid social isolation. Unlike smartphones that come between the younger generation and a relationship, older people have already established their key social connections. A quote from Harvard Medical School, they have well-formed behaviors, well-formed relationships. Smartphones can often enhance them. Here's something unexpected. An analysis of over 400,000 older adults found that regular use of smart devices correlated with lower rates of cognitive decline. The causation is unproven, but the correlation is striking. For many retirees, the cost could just be time, which many have in abundance. The upside are 3 things. Let's call it ABC: autonomy, belonging, and connection. Unlike alcohol or gambling where you risk your health or your house, the most obvious danger of screen addiction is losing hours. For a young person, that could mean a failed exam or a lost job. But for someone in retirement, spare time is quite abundant. So if you want to build something where there's an opportunity, here's what I would do. Quote unquote, free consulting. Creating a safer digital ecosystem, riding the telehealth wave, and monetizing nostalgia. US seniors lost about $62 billion in scams just in 2023. And with AI getting so good, this number is bound to go up. The global fraud targeting elders is over $158 billion per year. So the opportunity here is massive, creating a fraud prevention layer that actually works, layering in spending alerts and microtransaction controls, caregiver visibility dashboards that respect dignity, safe mode toggles for high-risk transactions. And this isn't about just locking the seniors out. It's about giving families peace of mind while preserving autonomy for the elders. Now, the global health telemarket is $154 billion in 2025, projected to pass $1 trillion by 2034. Senior care technology alone is about a $44 billion market by 2030. Remote monitoring already captures 29% of current elderly tech spend. The opportunity here is having a senior-friendly telehealth user experience with large button, voice-first navigation, and simplified interfaces. Monitoring for their falls and health tracking that actually works. Gentle movement prompts that encourage rather than nag. And mental health check-ins integrated naturally into their daily routines. Now, the last category I found to be growing, not just for seniors, but for us too. If you think about Stranger Things being such a big hit, among other things, it really nailed on the nostalgia factor. What this demographic actually wants is nostalgia music and movies that bring them back to their youth. It's almost like when I walk into a rainforest cafe or Disney, I immediately think about how I felt as a kid back then. And we all miss that innocence and youthful energy. Spotify and YouTube are already nostalgia machines. The question is, who will build a platform that is specifically designed for this audience? In all these three ideas, the core underlying design principles should stay consistent. These products should be safe without being complicated. We should treat seniors like capable adults, not children, and create tools that bring people together instead of pushing them away, while building products that genuinely serve users, not trying to just extract money from them. The companies that understand these users will end up defining the next decade of consumer technology. So while everyone was panicking about teenagers and TikTok, seniors quietly became America's biggest screen addicts. And this isn't just a bug, it's a feature. The opportunity isn't to get seniors on screen. They're already there. The opportunity is making screens work for them. So $43 trillion is on the table. As a parting note, here's what I want you to do. Check your parents' screen time right now. If it's over 8 hours, please comment below and let's see how widespread this problem is and solve it together. And if you're also building something for this audience, please let me know. Love to hear more. Thank you for watching and remember to come back to my next video topic on...
Let's go! It's time to be the GOAT. It's time to enter God mode, man. Let's get it going. I wanna be the greatest, energy is overflowing. I know I'm stoking the fire.